Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I am delighted to see many county clerks here. Thank you. And great to see so many advocates here. Over 30 years ago, Del Riley, the clerk of Lynn County, had a vision to make voting as convenient and accessible as possible by putting a ballot in the hands of every single eligible Oregonian. Our new motor voter will fully implement this goal by ensuring that virtually every eligible Oregonian will be able to have their voice be heard. Building on the work we did with federal motor voter, this legislation will modernize how the DMV and the Secretary of State's office work together to register citizens to vote. During the testimony on the bill, one legislator asked me, "It's so easy to register to vote already in Oregon. Why would we make it even easier?" My answer is that we have the tools to make voter registration more cost-effective, more secure, and more convenient for Oregonians. Why wouldn't we? The new motor voter law allows organizations to spend their valuable resources educating and engaging voters rather than spending enormous amounts of time and energy to do voter registration, ensuring that our government is one that works for all of us. I am so pleased that under Secretary of State Gene Atkins' leadership, Oregon is a true leader in accessibility to voting. Your vote is your voice, and every single voice matters. Under this legislation, more voices will be heard. And now I'm just so pleased to introduce Oregon Secretary of State Gene Atkins.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for your visionary leadership, making this all happen. We continue to lead the nation in expanding access to the ballot. I hear from people all across the United States about this. They are watching us pioneer a new way to ensure that all eligible voters get ballots in their hands. So today we're celebrating kind of a month in look at the process. Starting on January 1st, we began processing data from the Motor Vehicles Division, sending mailers to Oregonians who are eligible to vote but who are not yet registered. We've sent more than 15,000 such mailers, an average of almost 750 a day each work day since January 5th. We can now look, at this point, at a full 6 days of data where those mailers were not only sent, but where 21 days has passed since they were received. This means that actual registrations are in the process of being completed. So here's where I'm going to do a little big reveal, and somebody's going to, I think, hold up a sign for it. Here are the number of voter records we have moved forward to counties for final processing since OMV took effect from those 6 days of work, 4,348. Oh, good, we have the comma in there. So let me put that into context. Over the past 8 years, Oregon has added an average of 2,023 registered voters to the rolls each month from all the sources, Motor Vehicles Division, from coming to the counter, from online registration. So under Oregon Motor Voter, we doubled that average monthly registration number in just the first 6 business days of full implementation. This is the applause line. Yay. The Secretary of State's OMV team, many of whom are here today, did a great job getting this program up and running, as did the county clerks. I'm so glad they were in town today and able to join us for this celebration. Again, thank you. We're grateful for the hard work and the smooth start to the program. I want to point out what's up here. These are representations of the mailers that go to people when they are found not to be registered but are eligible, with a cover letter, as you can see, and additional instructions and a form to tear out and send back. They are sent back in a postage prepaid envelope, and so that they can assure privacy as that information comes back to us. Again, this is the result of 15,000 mailers so far. We have had very few calls indicating confusion, none so far indicating anger or frustration. How dare you send me this letter does not seem to be a message that we're getting back with that. You have data in front of you here in the media that we will all be looking at together. The percentage of folks who have returned cards now that the 21-day deadline has passed for this first 6 days is 16%. Slightly more than half of those who returned the cards are adding a party registration to their record. Slightly less than half of those who return cards are opting out, and those wishes are being honored. Within the group that has returned cards and matched up for this 6 days of effort, registration is following relatively along how it is in general voter registration. Clearly, however, at the point that we add in the non-affiliated voters who haven't returned a card, those percentages will change. Especially interesting and exciting to us is to see the number of people for whom we are getting updated addresses. Currently registered voters, but who are in the process of their getting a new license or renewing a license or ID card, are giving a new address to the Department of Motor Vehicles. 17,000 of those have been processed so far. What this means to us is that far fewer ballots will be returned. That's a cost item as well as one that deprives the voter of the opportunity to get the vote at their home. So we're very excited and are going to be tracking that process as it goes forward. We do plan to update the data as this particular chart is what we're beginning with. We're still taking feedback if there are other key things that we should track on a monthly basis. We'll be tracking much more of it and some of it daily. But we will be putting these monthly up on the website along with our current Oregon centralized voter registration database reports that we normally do each month. So I want to thank you all for being here to help us kick off our month-long celebration and to finally report some completed numbers. As few days as it is, I think it's impressive what it's accomplished so far. And I'm happy to take questions.
It's a small number on here, but the cards that are returned post after the deadline, what happens to them? Are they registered as unaffiliated?
Their wishes are honored whenever the card comes. It may be obviously more delayed than if it had been within the 21-day period. If they are opting out and they've been moved towards registration as unaffiliated, that registration will be canceled at the clerk's office in the counties where the final registration act takes place.
If there's nothing else, we don't have to stay.
No, we don't.
Okay, cool.
It shows we briefed you well enough about what we were about to do. I'm glad to reveal some numbers today. And thank you to the advocates.